very messy. In fact, the Greek government decided to ask for a referendum in order to get the upper hand in the case that the Greek citizens refused the proposal. But in the end, this will be interpreted as a no for Europe and as a vote in favor of Brexit. So even if the citizens vote in the way that the government wants, basically it will not lead to a better bargaining position for the government. So I think they made a mistake by asking this referendum.
Yeah, so it's going to sort of snooker themselves, and because at the end of the day, they don't really have a choice, do they, but to accept the measures that are on the table at the moment?
Now, I think they already made a lot of concessions, and in fact, they came out with a proposition at the beginning of last week that was well received here in Brussels. And basically, they were almost accepting everything that the creditor asked them. But in the end, the creditors were harsher than expected, especially, in fact, the IMF, a bit surprisingly. And basically, they were asked for proposals that they couldn't accept, that basically that crossed all the red lines that they had put, and what was not respecting the mandate that their citizens gave them in January when they voted for them. So it was very complicated for them to accept that deal.
At the same time, tonight we have world markets really in jeopardy. Markets in Europe down 4% right around the world. Markets have been very shaky. There has to be a lot of care taken that there is no contagion here.
Now, I agree. It's true that this morning here in Europe we have observed like a knee-jerk reaction. Equities are down. The euro, of course, is down against the dollar and other currencies, and also the interest paid by other southern countries of Europe went up. So it's true that there is a kind of reaction, but I don't see any panic. I think it's more a knee-jerk reaction, and I think that the contagion should be there shouldn't be a lot of contagion, as we have seen, for example, when Lehman Brothers failed some years ago. I think there will be no short-term. The contagion in the short term will be quite limited, in fact.
Indeed. So do you think the week will play out, the referendum will be held, and then Greece will have to go back to the bargaining table?
To the what? Sorry, I couldn't hear you again.
Sorry, well, Greece have to go... if the referendum goes ahead, as you suggest, at the end of the day, do you think Greece, whatever the outcome is, will have to go back and sit down and talk with the EU?
It will be quite complicated because, as I was telling you before, in fact, if there is a yes vote, which in fact for the moment is ahead in the polls, I think basically the government will have to accept the proposal because their citizens will have gave them the mandate to accept it. But if there is a no vote, it will be much more problematic because it will really be interpreted everywhere in all other European capitals as a no to Europe. So it will be much more complicated for Greece to go back to the negotiation table, even though that was the original intention of the Greek government.
Really good to get your insight. Thanks, Gregory.
Thanks for calling me.
Gregory Claeys from